Hey guys, my name is Rita Jane. I'm with Confidence and Chaos featuring Sweet Minerals. This is the third part in our how-to series. Today we are doing eye colors. We have done dry mineral foundation, how to apply that properly. And we've talked about how to do our brows with our brow mineral kit. Today, I want to teach you how to do your eye colors. I know this is something that can be very intimidating for a lot of us, and it can be the most fun part of makeup if you can find something that works for you, that you are at least a little bit comfortable with. So here's what I recommend to start with before we even get into it. What I would like you to do is to pause this video in just a second and pop over to shopsweetminerals.com and go and browse through the eye palettes. I want you to get an idea of the colors that you like. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that when you come back and watch this video the second time, that you have your favorite eye palette in front of you along with the brushes that I recommend later on in this video, or at least one of the brushes. I started with just one, I'll be honest. That way you can take away some of the guesswork. An eye palette consists of 5 colors that go nicely together. You know that they are coordinated to go together. And this look today only has 3 colors, not 5, just 3. And so if you have 5 colors to choose from and you know they all go well together, you can choose the 3 out of them that you love the most and still create a really great look, and interchange them as much as you want to make several really great looks out of them. And buying the palette is a really great value because no matter how you do it, it's always going to cost less than buying 5 separate eye colors. So today I am going to use my favorite Foxy palette. I've used it before. It's my go-to, especially for creating 3 color looks. It's a nice metallic neutral, I like to call it, on my skin tone. I'll show you what I mean. These are the 5 colors for the Foxy palette. Champagne Fluff. Here's a Golden Delight. Hopefully this will pick it up okay. Here's a really dark Poppy Seed Delight, right? And then the last 2 are the Foxy, not quite as dark as Poppy Seed, and this beautiful kind of cherry cordial. It's kind of reddish. See how those all, no matter how you mix them up, they're all going to look nice together, right? So you can pick a palette that you like. They're all going to be varying shades. There's some really light, some neutral palette, a cool palette, a warm palette. Some have purples, some are matte. Go and look through those palettes and pick one that you love, okay? So what we're going to do next is you want to apply a primer to your eye. If you have super oily eyelids or colors just don't stick right, this step is super, super, super important. No matter who you are, do a primer though. For me, I skip an actual eye primer since I don't have too big of an issue, but I do, when I do my concealer, I run it up over my eyelids as well. Same thing with my foundation, and it gives me a nice blank canvas for my eye color as well. So that's what I use for my primer. If I had really oily eyelids or a color just did not stick for me, I would also use an eye primer. Or if I was going out and needed to look extra glam, I would use an eye primer, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind. I'm skipping the eye primer step today for that reason, since I've already got that other stuff on. So if you notice that your color isn't sticking, go back and use an eye primer. There are several to choose from on the website, shopsweetminerals.com. My favorite is Shimmering Lights because this particular primer adds a touch of shimmer to my eye color no matter what eye color I'm wearing. There's one that'll kind of help tone down any shimmer to your eye color no matter what you're wearing as well, if that shimmer is just not your thing, for example. Okay, I'm going to also use 3 different brushes today. I'm using the Dome Shadow Brush, the Dual Purpose Brush, and the Blender Brush. Now, just because I'm using all 3 of these does not mean you have to. If you are just starting out, pick one of the eye brushes that you are the least intimidated by and go with it. When I started off, the brushes were super intimidating to me. For some reason, the Blender brush intimidated me the least. So I did all of my eye looks with just the Blender brush. So I am not opposed to helping you learn with that either. And you can go back on this YouTube channel and look through, and you will see me do a very similar look as to what I'm doing today using just this Blender brush as well. So that is totally doable. Do not think that you have to do it exactly the way I do it. The point is for you to get confident doing it your way. Can you hear my 3-year-old jumping in here? Okay, so this is what I'm using today, but pick one and go with it at least. This is ideal, sure, but at least pick one that you like and go with it. Does that make sense? All right. Go on, sweet baby. I'll be out in a few. All right. So, Foxy palette. Whatever palette you have, pick your 3 and then line them out from the lightest to the darkest. So for me, I'm going to choose Champagne Fluff as my lightest and Golden Delight. And I'm going to go with Foxy. These are going to be my 3, lightest to darkest, okay? So pick your lightest color and pop that baby open and tap a little bit out. Go on out, sweet pea.
I'm gonna watch it.
Your turn is in a little bit. You need to let me have my turn. 3-year-olds, do y'all have some? And for this one, I'm going to use the Dome Shadow Brush. Evilly. Dome Shadow Brush. And what you do is you just tap your brush into the minerals. Just press it in and then tap the excess off. Now here's the key, you guys. When you're applying eye color, you don't brush it on. I know you're using a brush, but don't brush it on. So this lighter color, you're gonna apply underneath your brow on this outer, like 2/3 of your brow to start. And the key is to just press it into place. See how I'm just pressing it into place? I'm pretty much just pressing down and picking up. Press it into place. Okay? I'm also gonna do the same thing on the first 1/3 of my lid, on the inner 1/3 of my eyelid. And I'm just pressing it into place. As you need to, tap some more color onto your brush, tap the excess off, and come in and press the minerals into place where you need them. Press it into place. Does that make sense? Tap the other eye. Tap, 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 tap. Press it into place. My daughter left the door open. Hopefully that's not too distracting. Tap, 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 tap. Evilly, come close the door, baby. Tap, tap, tap. This inner 1/3 of the lid. Just press it into place. Oh, the life of a mom. Eva, you were supposed to be on the other side of the door, love bug. Go on, I'll be out in a few. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, now don't worry that it's all blotchy right now. You're gonna blend it in a little bit, okay? The point is just depositing the color. Eva, close the door. If you want your turn, you need to mind.
Okay, I want my turn.
Thank you.
You're done.
Press, press, press. She has her own little makeup show over on the Facebook page, Confidence and Chaos featuring Sweet Minerals on Facebook. And I started doing that. She wants to be a part of this all the time. And I'm just like, I cannot get my stuff done and have a 3-year-old hanging on me all the time. So this is kind of the deal we worked out. You leave me alone and let me do my videos. And because I don't edit, as you can see. And then you can have your turn if I can get my stuff done. So she needs a reminder every now and then. She's only 3.5. She does pretty good. All right. Sisters, not twins, right? I'm looking kind of blotchy right now, right? So go to your second lightest color. Remember we lined them up from lightest to darkest? So that was my Champagne Fluff. I'm going to my Golden Delight. It's not my darkest, but it's the next one up. We're going to do the same thing. Tap a little bit into the lid. I'm going to use the same brush I just did, my domed shadow brush. I have my towel laid out on my vanity, and I'm wiping the excess of the previous color off. And now I'm going into this color, and the same thing, I'm just pressing it onto my brush to load it and tapping the excess out. And for this color, I'm going to go everywhere I didn't with my lightest color. So I'm going to go on the 2/3 of my lid that I didn't get, so the outer 2/3 of my lid here, and all the way up to just below where I ended with the other color here, and then in here below my brow. It's not an exact science, you guys. Do the best you can with what you've got and just press it on. You're not rushing or rubbing. You're just pressing it into place. Press the color into place. Okay? And don't worry if it looks blotchy or weird right now. We're gonna fix it shortly. That's part of why I really liked the blender brush to start with. Press, press, press. Repeat on this side. Remember to load your brush as you need to by just pressing the color on and tapping the excess off. So now your entire lid from lash line to brow should be covered with color between these two colors, right? Okay. Alrighty, let's close this one up. Now here's where I swap brushes. Here's where I go to my second brush. I'm switching to my dual purpose brush. This one has kind of a dome, but it's a little bit flatter. And I like this one because it helps me be more precise on my crease. So now I'm going to my darkest color. And you really only need a tiny, tiny little bit if you have a pretty dark color for this. So I'm going in with kind of the tip, the edge, the smallest point of my brush, basically. And I'm still kind of pressing it in, you know, pressing the color onto it and tapping all of that excess off because I really don't need a lot at all of this color. Tapping all of that excess off, making sure I'm really getting the excess off. And from the outer corner in my crease, just the 2/3 or so of my crease area, and I'm going more, even though I'm saying the crease, I'm going more on the back part of my crease. Does that make sense? So I'm going kind of in my crease, but more not on my lid, but kind of more towards the socket. Does that make sense? So instead of here, I'm going more here, but only slightly so. Press it on up in there, kind of on that orbital bone right there. Do you know what I mean? Just press, 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 just a little bit. See how there's just a little bit of color on there? Apply more as you need to. Tap off the excess. I almost always wind up with too much color here. I'm shocked that there's not as much. So don't worry if you have a little much. And you're still pressing it in. You're not brushing too much. Okay? Press, 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 press. And don't be afraid to come out just a little bit onto that bone right there on your crease. Okay? And the other side. Sisters, not twins. I'm going to say it again. In that crease. Ooh, see that side I got a lot more the first time around. All right. Fairly even in terms of where the color is, right? So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close up this color. I'm putting it away. And I'm going to switch to my last brush, which was this blender brush. And I'm going to start getting off any excess color that's left over from whenever I used it before. So I'm going to start where my lightest color meets my lightest color, just where the colors meet, and just very gently, like a feather, make sure the colors kind of blend where they meet. Okay? Wipe the excess, go back in where the lightest colors meet. Wipe the excess and go back in. I start with the lightest because then there's less chance of transferring the dark where the light should be, you know? And then go in where the dark color is. See around the edges there, where the dark is? And blend it so it's not as harsh. See what I mean? This side in particular is gonna need that. Just light as a feather. Wipe the excess. Blend just where the colors meet each other. Wipe the excess often, that way you're not swirling the colors all together and messing up, you know, the definition of where your colors were. Just where the colors meet each other. You know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. And you'd be surprised. Not too shabby, eh? And you'll be surprised from here how much more put together it's going to look when you get a little bit of liner and some mascara on. I like to go in, I call this my magic eraser. This kabuki brush probably has a little bit of remnants of your foundation in there. Now, if you've watched any of my other most recent how-to videos, I did my foundation and then I went to my brows and then I went straight to my eye color. So I don't have anything on my cheeks or anything yet. So I like to go through and get my under eye and then I go straight up along here. Just like when I did my brows, if you watch that, how my brow should end here, my eye color should too. Because if it doesn't, it's going to make your eyes kind of look droopy. So I always go right up here with my eye, with my magic eraser for my face to make sure I didn't accidentally pull color out further than it should be. And along my cheeks to make sure I didn't accidentally drop color onto my face where it shouldn't be. And so if you made a little bit of a mess, this helps you, boom, clean it up before you move on to your next step, which for me is going to be my mineral liner. And that will be our next how-to video here, uploaded in just a few. So if you have any questions about this eye color, 3 colors chosen from your 5-shade palette, preferably. Now, if you're confident in your color choices, you don't have to go from a palette. Just pick 3 colors that go nicely together and line them up from lightest to darkest. And you can do the same thing, right? if you have any questions at all, you guys, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I really do not mind. I love this stuff. Email me at RitaJayne, RETAJAYNE, at confidenceandchaos.com. You can also drop your questions straight to the wall in our community, Calculated Chaos Community. It's over on Facebook. If you have a hard time searching for it on Facebook, you can just type calculatedchaoscommunity.com, all one word, into your address bar in your browser, and it should pop right up for you to join. We will approve most people, especially if you answer the questions that you're prompted to answer when you join. It is primarily for the ladies though, guys, unless you answer the questions in a way that lets us know that you're there for the right reasons. Typically, guys are not allowed in that community, except for a couple of family members that I have, to be honest, that are there to support me specifically. You can also private message me on Facebook for a really immediate response. You can do so by finding the Facebook page, Confidence and Chaos featuring Sweet Minerals, and messaging there, or even better, message me personally. m.me/RETAJAYNE will pop up Messenger straight to my personal profile, and that's totally okay as well. If you are ready to shop for any of the items that I used in this tutorial, head over to shopsweetminerals.com and use the search bar to plug in anything that you specifically want to shop for, or on the left hand side there will be categories to shop from for all of your eye looks or for your brushes. So our next video will be for mineral liners. And again, if you found this video anywhere other than YouTube, you can go find all of my other tutorials at sweetmineralsconfidence.com, and it'll pull up the YouTube channel so you can not be left out. I'll see you again soon. Bye.